prison, you think you're in it.
Nah.
But it's not you.
Your family's going through it.
Your loved ones feel it.
Yeah.
You don't feel nothing. In my whole life, what I always wanted was to take my daughter to university. Her first day in university, to take her, open the door, do all that. I never got to do that.
I keep taking off people and giving it back
to the people.
Like, what are you man on?
man doing, bro?
What are you lot doing, Robin? No, we don't do that. So we're giving back to people. We still got convicted.
No way.
Yeah.
Joint enterprise.
And you've got to go through reception.
It's humiliating, isn't it? It's humiliating,
Isn't it?
And that sticks to mind because you never forget that first reception. So like the NCA were onto you.
Yeah, so National Crime Agency was onto us. So we got nicked. Obviously we went in jail. Yeah. But I was on the. I tried to go not guilty. My Cody went guilty. I tried to go not guilty. And I remember my barrister saying to me, them times I'm thinking I'm Mr. Big Shot. Yeah. I've gone and paid for my barrister.
Okay, I've got the whole.
Yeah,
you've got the whole 9 yards.
I've got the whole 9 yards, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to bust this
I'm trying to bust this in. Because my Cody saying, look, boom, don't worry, I'm taking a rap. Okay. But not knowing that obviously they've got the phones, they've gone down
cell sites,
all sorts of madness.
Yeah.
Not knowing that like 2 days before, I had like 24 boxes or something. So when they nicked us, they already knew about that.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, my barrister saying to me, "Is there anything they're gonna find in your phone that's gonna criminate you?" I'm like, nah. But when they nicked us, they used what do you call? What's the thing? What's the word? They used a terrorism law on us.
Oh, so they could get access to everything.
So they got voice recordings for 6 months of our phone calls. Wow. Yeah. 6 months voice, not even text messages,
they
voice
got
recordings.
You man chatting. They tap the lines.
So you know that this is what I was to say to you. I remember when the feds nicked us, they looked. I had about 4 phones, my Cody had about 4 phones. Yeah. But I had an iPhone.
Okay.
So he's gone, keyway to prison.
You're thinking what?
I think, what's this guy talking about?
Yeah.
When my court case started, I realised what he meant. Keyway to prison.
Feds are cheeky like that, you know. There's always one police officer that's cheeky like that.
Enlighten me quickly, man.
So the British law, as it stands at the moment, if you get nicked and they feel that you're part to do with terrorism, they can go to T-Mobile or whoever to bounce back your voice, because every phone call you make is recorded.
Of course.
It's all logged. To bounce back all your voice recorded for 6 months.
Wow. And the iPhone's the number one
friends. Keyway to prison. That's what the feds told me.
So all that Rick Ross, I'm selling drugs off the iPhone. He's chatting worse. This is what
I'm saying. This is what the youths and listening.
Different country. Yeah, American law's different. That's right. Big up JR for that one. Sure. Different countries still. Yeah, different legislation.
But then you say that conspiracy. I got nicked on a conspiracy. Our conspiracy came from the Americans.
From the RICO stuff.
From the RICO stuff. That's where conspiracy came from. Okay. So what the English law used in conspiracy, they get from the Americans. Okay. So it's quite similar. That's why they had to abandon, break down, take away, joint enterprise. Yeah. Because joint enterprise they can't use joint enterprise in America. They call it something else.
They got to find the person. Because for example, like if it's a murder case, the first degree murderer is the person that actually done it. And you might get 5th degree for like being an associate there.
But they can't do it as joint enterprise.
Yeah, okay. So basically they should be dropping certain charges on my DBS right now.
What you talking about? When we was Codees, yeah? Bro, me and him, cool. We had a case where man were robbing people on the train after carnival. Drunk, high, they were robbing people and me and him are taking off people and giving it back
to the people.
Like, what are you man on? What are you lot doing, Robin? No, we don't do that. We don't teeth normal people stuff. Give me that. So we're giving back to people. We still got convicted.
No way.
Joint enterprise. And there's witnesses to say, yes, these two gentlemen, they gave me back my stuff.
No way.
I remember like yesterday, the French guy.
Yeah, the chef.
He's a chef.
He's a chef.
I'm from Congo, innit? So I can understand French.
Yeah.
So he's like to me in French, I've got nothing. This all
I remember you saying that.
I've come here for work. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 50, 60 euros.
And chef knives
some
as
chef
well.
knives and stuff.
So imagine we had to take the
I
knives
went
off
to
the
the
man.
knife. I took it off, gave it back to him.
He was like, "Thank you." He was so
He was
happy.
so
like,
thankful.
No way.
And man, done my for
And you
Giant
still-
Enterprise.
and we got done for
man.
Giant Enterprise. And then they abolished the thing, and we couldn't like appeal the
Yeah,
conviction.
but it's what it is, man.
But yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah,
But
so,
yeah.
So you had the whole mad court case.
So we had the whole mad court case. Got my bird. You know when you're in prison, as soon as you get in prison, everyone's a lawyer.
Trust me. Everyone's got a letter to give to the judge.
Wait, let that one sink in. Let that one sink in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let that one sink in a second. When you hit the jailhouse, everyone's a lawyer.
Everyone's a lawyer. Trust me.
You bust that, man. Like
Yeah, like what? So, man telling me, yeah, bruv, you know, so over there, he got nicked with rare cash. So in my head, I'm thinking, yo, I'm gonna bust this thing. When the thing come and they told me they put me on leading role, I said, what? I'm like, wait, but this man they're telling me I'm gonna bust the case.
Let's break it down. So you got significant, you got leading role, significant role, and then you got lesser role.
Yeah.
So they put you right
They
at the
put me
top
in leading
tier.
role, yeah.
And that's where you can get the maximum sentences
Sentences,
according to the guidelines.
So that's what. So what they done, they did. So because I went not guilty. I didn't get no discount.
You didn't get no credit. What they call credit.
Yeah. So credit is where they obviously
Where you give an early guilty plea.
So I didn't get none of that.
Okay.
So they give me my bird.
What was it?
So
8 years.
my barrister was telling me I'm looking 15.
Okay.
So I'm thinking I've got 15 in my head, innit? So when I've got to the court, when I've got there, bear in mind, them times I had my studio in Surrey Keys, so I was teaching kids how to make music, etc. as well.
Okay, so
I had that on the side,
engineering, things like that.
that.
Okay.
So I had a bag of reference. I had like an A4 book of references from this person, from that person, from this person. So the judges looked at it. He's gone, yeah, I can see you done this. I can see that. But as I look at your criminal record, I see that you're the brains behind the operation. So I understand you've got these and you've been doing good, but bear in mind, when I got nicked, I realised, obviously, I'm in my head, I know that I'm going to go to jail. So I went and put myself in a rehab club. Because I said, boy, I'm on the fin.
Well, listen, you'd be surprised.
Listen, you'd be surprised, though.
Yeah.
So some people get them, what do they call them? DRRs.
Yes,
DRRs.
yeah.
So, is it DRS?
DRS.
So it's like drug rehabilitation program where you get a sentence to go and do rehab. That way you avoid prison.
So I tried that way. The judge was like, nah.
Not you.
Considering that we found half of box or something in your house, we found this in your house, we found that. Nah. Yeah. So he went over this. They put me in leading role. So they give me my bird. Yeah. I took it as soon as he said 8. Like my Cody was there, I was there, and our 2 other Codys. So as he was reading it down, my Cody's going to me, boy, this man's looking like he's going to be giving out some big birds. You know what I mean? So we're sitting in the cool thinking, it's all over. My barrister said to me 15. His barrister told him he's looking 18 because it's his third offence. So when he's gone to me, boy, 8 years. My Cody's looked at me like, huh? Okay. So he's gone to my Cody. I'll give you 10 because obviously you're on license. You're already on 2 years license. So effectively you've got an 8 as well. But, bruv. So then we've gone jail, obviously. People telling me, oh, you need to appeal. Rare.
Appeal what? You got 8 when you was looking 15. Shut up.
But I had me like an idiot, innit? I've gone to appeal. I've put in the appeal letter, blah, blah, blah.
They slapped you with more.
Bro, CPS come back and said, you know what, we wasn't even happy with that 8. We want to give you 15 to 12.
Wow. That's the lawyers that you're listening to in the jailhouse.
You understand? That's the jailhouse lawyers. Jailhouse lawyers. So from that, I said, you know, I'm not even appealing. I'm not, and I still got confiscation to deal with, which is another bird.
That's a whole nother.
That's a whole nother drama. Yeah. So I locked that off. But when the first thing is when you come to jail, the first day when you come to jail and you've got to go through reception,
it's humiliating, isn't it? It's humiliating,
isn't it?
And that sticks to mind because you never forget that first reception you touch and that first reception gov. That just
thinks he's the man.
I think he's the dad. Take your gloves off.
All right, new one.
You know,
where do you come from, mate? What gang do you belong to?
Yeah.
That's the first thing you hear, bruv.
See, Martin was even worse because they know my Cody.
Okay, yeah.
So it's like, oh, you're mate's Cody.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those. So already, I remember getting.
They're
already
onto
them straight. I was in the jail 2 days. That's by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
induction wing.
An induction wing, bro.
I don't do spins on induction.
On induction wing.
Let's just clarify. On induction wing is basically where all the new people in that prison are there. So there is no need. You've got nothing to spin. Actually, tell a lie.
Yeah,
tell a lie.
Induction.
Induction is where everything is. Actually, because everyone's coming back.
That's where everything is.
Everything's coming back.
That's where everything is.
Where everything
so they spun my cell. They spun my cell. They had me out. They were on me. But I realized, you know what it was? When I was in jail, like I was saying to you guys earlier, I remember I was married before I went to jail. Okay. I was married for 21 years.
Wow.
My missus was my high school sweetheart.
Okay. See, them days are... He's the same, though.
Yeah.
See? He's the same, though. Yeah.
Yeah, so we grew up together. We had our kids. But I got divorced in prison.
Was that the strain of the...
Yeah, it was, she always knew what I was up to. She knew me when I had nothing. So she knew me when I had everything. Yeah. So, but the strain of jail brought a hindrance into my life. So what I was in jail hoping when I came out of prison to gain, I lost when I went to prison.
You had before?
I had before I went to prison, I lost, which was, in my whole life, what I always wanted was to take my daughter to university. Her first day in university, to take her, open the door, do all that. I never got to do that. My son's first day in secondary school, I never got to do that. My son leaving primary school, I never got to do that. My daughter's graduation from uni, I never got none of that. And like I said, when I was in prison, what I kept saying, what kept me going was, I'm coming out, I'm going to come back to my family, my kids, my wife. Yeah. But I always say to people, when you go to prison, you think you're in it.
Nah.
But it's not you.
Your family's going through it.
Your loved ones feel it. Yeah. You don't feel nothing. All you're missing is a visit here and being able to walk to your fridge and do whatnot. But your family. And when I started going through I went through a lot of things. I lost a brother in prison. Wow. I lost my best friend, my best person in my whole life, which was my gran. I lost in prison, never got to see her, never got to her grave. So all them, my Cody lost his brother while I was in prison. So we lost a lot in prison. And then we lost financially. I lost a lot financially. I lost everything I ever had. I went prison comfortable. I came out of prison £41.
What, the discharge money?
The discharge money.
Yeah. It's 43 now.
But lucky for me, that £41, because
£2 difference.
When I got to DCAT, I started to work outside. Okay. So I managed to get a little pay job. So I managed to put some little pennies, little pennies aside. But apart from, if it wasn't that, I came out of jail with nothing. All the things that I ever done, because again, it was one of those things that wasn't taught to me on the street. To invest my money. To you're making a lot of money, how to hide your money, how to invest your money, how to do this. It wasn't taught to me. It was all that was taught to me was make money. Yeah.
So you see, when you said you was in prison, and you was taking all these losses, is that what you inform these kids what you're gonna lose? Because a lot of people think, oh yeah, I'm on the roads, like these kids now, I ain't got nothing to lose. It's just me. But they don't realise you could lose your mother. You lose everything. You could lose your brother. You could lose so many loved ones and not get the chance to say that goodbye.
You don't control time. Exactly. You don't control... one thing that killed me in prison is having little kids younger than my daughter telling me when to shut my door, when to open my door. And all those things. And I remember what brought me into doing what I do now was that... a lot of the screws didn't know how to talk to the youth when they come in the jail.
They don't know. Yeah, they don't
understand?
Know.
So my Cody was in Chumps all the time. My Cody had B wing, and I was on F wing.
F wing. Oh, okay, cool.
Cool. I was an F wing, whatnot. So
I hated F wing though. The showers.
The showers are terrible. Yeah.
But anyway,
So a lot of people come and I managed to be because of the person I am and how I was real with the youth and I talked to them and I'd be real with them. Yeah. So it got to a stage where the screws couldn't talk to the youths then.
So they'll be like, chat to them, please.
Yeah. Do you understand? So I realised that at them times I realised there's something going on here. So I started studying. I remember I became an induction rep. Okay. And then through the induction rep, I was a library orderly. Okay. So when I was a library orderly, I started reading books. Okay. Bear in mind, all my adult years, all my time in school, I never knew I was dyslexic. till I was in prison.
Wow.
And so when I started doing reading and I couldn't do certain things.
That's when they acknowledged. That's when they got diagnosed.
Got diagnosed as dyslexic, but I was on the tin like, I'm not letting this stop me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I needed to change my life.
Yeah.
Because my wife at the time, she had a PhD degree.
Wow.
She had a master's.
Wow.
When you came to my house, you saw pictures of her with
Plaques
her stuff.
and that, yeah.
But there was nothing about me. Even though I was the breadwinner, bringing the money, I'm on the road. There was nothing about me in the house in terms of what my kids were seeing as positive role models when they were growing up. They weren't seeing, they ain't seen daddy's plaque on the wall. They're not seeing none of that. Yeah. And I remember years ago, my mum said to me, like, my mum said, Kwame, all this thing you're doing, you're putting all this money into this woman. What are you doing for yourself? Yeah. But I was in love. I just, Mama making money, I'm doing my thing.
Yeah.
But when I started working in the library and I started reading books, I started doing things, I thought to myself, you know what? I can do this. Yeah. So I remember my first degree I done was I left prison with 3 degrees. Wow. I left as a qualified chef.
Hold on. Man said it like it was. Man said it too like blasé and that. I've left prison with 3 degrees. No. You got 3 degrees in prison.
In prison, yeah.
That's amazing, man.
I got 2 ones in prison.
Wow.
That's amazing, man.
People are struggling to get one of them on road.
Yeah.
But this is
and
what
you
I'm
got
saying.
3 in prison.
Yeah, because
I rate that.
You are a king yourself.
Jeez! Yo, big dog. You saying you got degree out here? Come on. No, big up Omar. No, big up Omar.
Big up your team, man.
Yeah,
Mr.
Producer, salute, man. Big
Yeah,
salute for that. No, I respect that, man.
So yes, as I realised that I had some kind of link with the youth, and I've always liked cooking. Yeah. So I thought learning how to cook can't be difficult. Yeah. So I've done the course, I've done this, I've done that. And all through Prison Reform Trust. Wow. And then I ended up going to uni. I've done the course, I've done that, passed it. Yeah. Then I thought, you know what, I want to learn what this mentoring and drug awareness thing is about. Okay. So I started studying it. Down the line, I ended up leaving prison with a degree in
Was
mentoring.
that through OU as well?
Yeah.
Big up Open University.
Yeah.
You know, because you know what? I did a big part of OU, yeah? And the OU are so committed to helping prisoners. I had a tutor come in.
That's what I had.
Sick.
Yeah, that's what I had.
She was a retired lecturer.
Yeah,
and she used to come in once a month and look through all my work and be like, nope, you need to do this, do that. Do that. And I was like, raw.
Yeah, man,
so,
cool,
I rate that. I rate that.
Listen, I'll give him props because they changed my life. Because otherwise I'd have come out of prison and got back to what I knew. Yeah. But my mentality, through that was that, you know what, I'm going to come out and change society and change the younger versions of me. Because that's what it is, the younger versions of me. Yeah. And I keep saying, I'm part to blame for what's going on in the streets now. Because us older lot had young youth working for us. Yeah.
And we never teaching them the game.
Yeah, we never taught them nothing else but the game. Yeah. We never taught them about the respecting about it. We never taught them nothing. We never taught them, how to invest your money. We never taught them nothing. So my thing was like, cool, I'm in prison. I'm going to make sure that I leave prison with something that's going to change my life. And it's going to make my son, because that's the bottom line of it was about my son. It was making my son look at me in a different light, look at me as Derrick, not as Piper. Do you understand what I'm saying? And there's a big difference because Derrick was a persona. Yeah. I mean, Piper was a persona.
Yeah. That was outside the door.
That was outside the door. That was what people see. People are Piper. Yeah. But a lot of people used to, didn't even know me, but they knew of my name. Yeah. And knew of things I've done. So when people actually met me, they're like, you're not that. Yeah. Do you understand? It was one of those. Yeah. So I had to change the narrative of what, and that's what it was. So through that, I've done my degrees.